This sounds like a wonderful initiative. When did it all start?
We started the mobility area 4 years ago. And with it, at the same time, we also started the internship, bringing learners into the mobility area.
Mm-hmm. How different is this program from other internships being offered by companies in South Africa?
So your typical internship across the board will be on normal IT services. Mm-hmm. So mobility is a new area in the country. It's an area that is not seen a lot of resources that are available to the market for them to use. So you find that you struggle to find people that can actually fill roles in companies. So if you look at the job market, there's a lot of jobs for mobility people, but the skills are not there.
Explain the concept of mobility for those of us who don't know about mobility.
Okay, so the basis of mobility is basically we need to enable workers that are mobile, that are out of the office, that need to do their jobs outside the office to be able to do their jobs, update systems while they're in the field and not have to drive back to the office every time to maybe get the next job card or maybe to update certain managers on information that they require. Mm-hmm. So it's all real time, wherever you are, anytime doing business.
So in this department, you will have then the interns being trained to do what?
The interns are trained to do one of two things. On the one side, Gijima develops mobile applications that enable the industry, enable our customers. The second part of it is the security side of things. Obviously, in South Africa, we know there's theft and people lose their tablets or their phones. So now, if you've got a corporate device with corporate information on it, sensitivity and security becomes a key role, a key item to consider. So the second item that we train these kids on doing is being able to secure these mobile devices and make sure that corporate information remains secure.
Now that security is a very good aspect because we've seen a number of mobile stores being robbed for tablets and phones and all sorts of things, and that security would be then important.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in terms of devices themselves, there's a feature that they come with which ensures that you're able to locate the device because it's got GPS on it. The second item is the normal PIN code that you can put on the device. But we as normal people don't put them on because it's inconvenient for you. Yeah. However, it's a security feature. Mm-hmm. So these security tools, they're actually called mobile device management tools. Mm-hmm. They help to secure the devices. They help to enforce company policies on the devices themselves to make sure that any person carrying corporate information on the device has got the PIN code, has got the right security. You're able to track the device, and we're able to remove the information of the device should there be a theft reported.
And these students are being trained to do all this?
Absolutely.
Yes. How many students do you accommodate?
Well, on a yearly basis, we look at the number that we need for the year. It could be from 5 to 20. And then we take that requirement and we give it to the training department. Mm-hmm. So basically, depending on the year itself, we could take 5 learners in, and those 5 learners will immediately be exposed to real situations where they're developing apps for our customers or they're engaging with customers, helping them understand mobility. Mm-hmm. Some of these learners have actually developed some of the apps that we've got in the public stores at the moment, in fact.
So this between 5 and 20, are all of them then guaranteed a job once they finish with the program?
The small numbers that I'm talking about means that we will be employing the learners afterwards. Mm-hmm. However, because the program can be so large that we can accommodate for other clients, in some cases we position our learners at clients once we've trained them up and they're ready for the market.
How many have you trained so far?
We've been training since about 2011, and we've trained roughly about 1,200 learners across the field, but within mobility specifically, it's about 50.
Mm-hmm. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Now, how do students that want to get into this program, what do they need to qualify for this program?
Okay, so from a qualification point of view, it's very simple. You have to do well at school. So we look at your marks. We look at your marks. Mm-hmm. And then the second item that is very important is you need to be a needy child in terms of affordability for further studies and so forth.
So if you look at their marks, so if they're very good in languages, for instance, will they qualify? Or do you need maths and science and that sort
Absolutely.
of thing?
I know they talk about maths and science on TV and say maths and science is important. It is very important because from a programming perspective, mathematics and science are a very good foundation for kids. Mm-hmm. We do find kids that haven't studied maths and science that can actually perform in that role, but it's a very rare situation. Mm-hmm. So we focus mainly on science and mathematics.
So if they apply in their hundreds to you, how do you then make the grade in terms of those students that you pick?
So the first thing is we're going to look at your results from the previous year. Those ones that are that are borderline capable, we'll then bring in and have them write a test.
Okay.
Okay. And then once they've written that test, we do interviews with each and every learner that has been shortlisted to find out if, one, they're interested. Because sometimes you get into a field and it's not really what you wanted to do. So we make sure that they're interested, they understand what it entails, they understand the duration and the obligations that they may have to the organization.
How long is the course?
The full-time period for the course is a 1-year full-time study, and then the second year is full-time practical training.
Mm-hmm. And then now, what did they do to get in touch with you? All these students out there that's listening to us right now and say, oh, I want to get into that program. How do they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So Gijima advertises once a year in the media, through newspapers, social media channels, to say that it is now time for learners to then submit their applications. Mm-hmm. So you'll find in the newspapers there'll be an advertisement, so learners can send their CVs together with their marks. This happens around June, July, and then from there on, the applications will close in September.
Do you have a preference for graduates?
Well, there's no preference for graduates.
Mm-hmm. So it could either be matriculants or graduates?
Yes. Mm-hmm. We look at, one, is there areas where maybe we could receive skills from learners that maybe have been studying all along but could not finish. Mm-hmm. So we take those learners as well in, and then we look at them and we say, can these people make it? Mm-hmm. And if they can, then we take them in, obviously based on the criteria and the tests that we do in the interviews.
Now, if they miss the media deadline, where can they get more information?
Okay, info@gijimamobility.com.
And that's on the website, right?
That's on the website. Mm-hmm. So they can either go directly to the Gijima Mobility website, or they can go to the Gijima website.
So www.gijima.co.za.
.com.
.com. Aha, there we have it. Katatso, thank you so much for joining us here on AM News. It's wonderful news, and I hope that you have all the graduates that they can come through and maybe take a look at what Gijima can offer to you.
Absolutely.
That was Katatso Lepuko, who is the solutions architect at Gijima, talking to us about a 1-year program that they offer to matriculants and postgraduates. So if you're watching, go there now onto that website of Gijima and find out if you maybe stand a chance to be a graduate for Gijima.